here. The NCAA Rules Committee has immediately banned the fake slide. You are not allowed to do a fake slide. That is taboo. Can't do it. Now, this is just 5 days, less than a week after the aforementioned University of Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett used that technique. He pretended like he was going down, but he didn't go down. And he had a 58-yard scamper for a touchdown in the ACC championship game. I did not watch this live, but I did see the clip. It was very impressive. The fake slide will now, if you attempt the fake slide from this point forward, according to the NCAA Rules Committee, the ball will become dead immediately the moment you pretend to fake slide. So they put the kibosh on this. It is also not reviewable. It is not a reviewable play. Now, that play by Pickett gave Pittsburgh a 6-0 lead early on in the game. They would end up winning that game over Wake Forest 45-21, so it was not close at all, but that early score set up the tone for the rest of the game. It was a savvy football move to give Pittsburgh the lead, but it is no longer allowed, so let us discuss, should the NCAA have done this? Did they get this right? And I am shaking my head no. They did not get this right. I have the glitch, dinner reservations, and also the think tank. And we will combine all of these things together, and that will be the base of this MALLER monologue. So we kick off with the fact that this was not the right decision. I don't like this. This is a bad job by the NCAA. It's very tough to imagine, but apparently it's true, that this guy, Cody Pickett, of all the people, or Kenny Pickett, I said Cody, Kenny, I don't know who Cody is. Kenny Pickett is the first quarterback to be able to pull this thing off. And that is exceptional. Like, astonishing. And you got to see this clip. If you didn't see the clip, it's on social media bouncing around there. It really is poetry in motion. The ultimate brainiac move that Pickett, he looked on this particular play like a glitch in a video game. And he took advantage of a weak spot, and it goes back to the great book, which is only 100 pages long. Sun Tzu wrote a book, The Art of War. And one of the tenets of that Sun Tzu book was to pretend to be weak, and that the opponent may grow arrogant, and if he is taking his ease, give him no rest, which I interpreted as pretend to fake the slide, the defender will let up, afraid of the 15-yard penalty, and then you can run past the defender and into the end zone. Now, furthermore, the college football hardos had a heart attack at this particular play, and they were worked up into a lather because of Pickett's ability to deceive the defender. And they say that this is a terrible play, and they demanded that the change in rules happened because of the scamper, and they had to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and the pot of gold would be a rule change. And while I've heard the other side of the aisle, I've heard the arguments that it's because every quarterback's going to do this, and then the defender's at a distinct disadvantage, blah, 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 blah. So I don't agree with it. I'm going to tell you why, okay? The head fake, in this case he did like a leg fake, has been an integral part of sport for a long, long time. Like, there's different levels of deception, trickeration, however you want to describe it. But to outlaw it, to ban it, I think is the wrong move here. You think about football and what we used to call the play-action pass. Now it's the RPO, the run-pass option. Isn't that deception? You're faking off a handoff to a running back so the defense will focus on the running back and not the person throwing the football. Shouldn't we outlaw that? Why not? The flea flicker, the fake punt. Shouldn't be able to do that. Deception, right? Oh, can't do it. So here's what should have happened. I put together the MALLER think tank. And the MALLER think tank is never wrong. It was activated. So here's what we believe. The NCAA, what they should have done is adjusted the rule so a runner, any runner, whether it's a quarterback, I know everyone's trying to protect these quarterbacks, they're the golden boys and all that, but any runner past the line of scrimmage, if you attempt to slide and you don't slide and you get hit, it's at your own risk, right? Fake the slide at your own risk. It's very uncomplicated. Slide or no slide, when you're downfield and quarterback or running back or receiver, anyone carrying the ball, I believe in equality, all right? Equality for all ball carriers. So the defender is allowed to take a shot, but keep in mind, you aren't allowed to hit anybody in the head anyway. So the idea, and this is the main argument the hard-O crowd is giving, is that because of the fake by Kenny Pickett of Pittsburgh, that everyone's going to copy this, and that what's going to happen is quarterbacks are going to get decapitated because of it, and defenders are just going to be taking shots. But you're not allowed to do that anyway. Like they put so many rules in to make football as close as they possibly can to flag football. It's taboo to hit anybody in the head anyway. So you don't need to have, this is an overreaction. I think this should be celebrated. And in many ways it is, because that's the last point here. This guy, Kenny Pickett, has picked up some major street cred with this play. You see the sparks flying here. And the good news is that even though this is now outlawed, it is contraband in football, the fake slide. Kenny Pickett, though, has been given a dinner reservation at a very special table. The grown-ups table, but not just the grown-ups table, the table of legends. People who have done things to cause rules to be changed in sports, whether because they got hurt or they caused an injury or because they were bending the rules and they were too good. And so for better or worse, Kenny Pickett, who may or may not make it in the NFL, he's projected as a first-round pick. We'll see. He might not be that good. Maybe he'll be fine. Who knows? We don't know. That's down the line. But we do know that he has been given one of the highest honors in sport. A rule has changed, and this is the Kenny Pickett rule. This is the Kenny Pickett rule. It is. I mean, we've seen in sports recent years in baseball the Buster Posey rule, where you can't take out the catcher at home plate. And that's because Buster Posey got trucked by a no-name Marlin. Within a couple of years, they got rid of that. But it took a little while. And so that was gone. We have the Chase Utley rule, which is he was the second baseman for the Dodgers. He took out a New York Met. He was running, took out a Met at second base, and they put a rule in you cannot do the takeout slide. And there's been many a legend, though, like the hack-a-shack rule, as far as in the final couple minutes of an NBA game, you're limited in when you can and can't do the hack-a-shack. Wilt Chamberlain changed the game of basketball. You talk about the dunk rule, the three in the key, the goaltending. Bill Belichick, there have been rules that changed because of Belichick, the speakers in the helmet. Lester Hayes, the stick-'em back in the day. There's an Emmitt Smith rule as far as removing your helmet, and there's a handful of others. But now you can add Kenny Pickett, who is projected to be a first-round pick in the 2022 NFL draft. Not a number one pick, all that. Of course, that'll be decided at the end of the year when they have the scouting combine and all that stuff, and so we'll find out then. But congratulations. That was a very creative move, and immediately, less than a full week later, they changed the rule book to eliminate the fake slide. Cannot do it.